Do you know what beef is? Do you know what beef is?
Meek Mill called out Wale on Twitter because he didn't pub his new album date at 11 in the morning. 11 in the morning, 30 minutes after McDonald's says it's lunchtime. How do you know Wale was awake? Plenty of times I've missed the beginning of The View because I've overslept. 11 in the morning, you can still wake up and be like, well, it's morning, I can still do something with my day. They need a group chat. They need everyone to have each other's phone numbers, and they have one text that goes out to everybody in Maybach Music. Stolly, Rick Ross, Meek Mill, Wale, Maybach O. Everybody gets the text, hey, could you please pub my album and change your Twitter avatar in a couple weeks? Or what Maybach Music could get is a Google Calendar. On a Google Calendar, everyone can upload and change dates to the calendar, and then you'll just get an alert to your phone like, oh, okay, it's time to change my status because I don't want Meek Mill to get upset. They could get human resources. They can have an HR person who can mediate between Meek Mill and Wale, because when it gets to the point where you can't text anymore, someone has to step in.
When you hear Nicki Minaj spit, Nicki Minaj wrote it.
How sexist is our society where we determine that the only person Nicki Minaj could have been talking to is the only female rapper in the room? Nicki Minaj didn't say, hey, if you're a female, beware. She didn't say anything to females. She didn't say anything to Iggy Azalea. Anybody who doesn't write their rhymes should have been offended. That goes for any rapper who doesn't write their own rhymes. Baby B Jizzle, you can call him what you feel. Diddy.
Don't worry if I write rhymes, I write checks.
Will Smith. I'm not saying Will Smith can't spit.
It's new, it's out of the ordinary, it's rather extraordinary, so don't watch this commentary, I'm literary.
Will Smith has sold millions and millions of records. Will Smith has the first hip-hop Grammy.
And the Grammy goes to Will Smith. Get out of here!
But Will Smith did get help on Men in Black and Getting Jiggy With It from none other than Nas, Nasty Nas, Nostradamus, in 1997. This is when Nas was making It Was Written and Illmatic. This is when Nas was at his nastiest, and he's helping Will Smith make some of the most poppy records of all time. After Nas get this money, he just starts going crazy. He starts buying mink fedoras, bringing tigers in the club, spitting out Cristal, wearing leather outfits, paying for explosions. All of this was paid for by Will Smith. I mean, he even did a song with Genuine.
Yeah, owe me back like you owe your rent.
Jay-Z saw this and was like, I can't have this. I have to battle this dude, and decides to call out Nas at Summer Jam. At the same Summer Jam where we find out how ruthless Jay-Z is, because he also calls out Prodigy. When he calls out Prodigy, he puts pictures of Prodigy on stage dressed like Michael Jackson, and everyone laughs, making fun of Prodigy as a kid. Then later in his set, you know what he does? He brings out Michael Jackson. Yeah, he's like, hey Prodigy, you know that guy that you used to be obsessed with? Yeah. We all had a big laugh at that, but guess what? I have his phone number. Hey Mike, come out Mike. Only thing would have made it better if Mike moonwalked out of there and did the same pose that Prodigy did on the Summer Jam screen. And Jay-Z and Nas get in this battle, and Jay-Z is using everything in his relationship with Nas. He's talking about how he showed Nas his first gun, he's alluding to having sex with Nas's baby mother, and he's telling him why he used his line, sometimes a rap game reminds me of the crack game. But what Jay-Z doesn't do is bring up the fact that Nas wrote for Will Smith. And why doesn't he do this? Maybe because he ghost wrote for Bugs Bunny. That's right. 2 months after Reasonable Doubt, Jay-Z ghost wrote for Bugs Bunny on the song You Buggin'. That's the only reason Bugs Bunny's making references to Reasonable Doubt.
Ain't no bunny like the one I got through. What's up, dog?
When Jay-Z says, and you know what, and you know who, let's keep that between me and you. What he's really saying is, You don't bring up Bugs Bunny, and I won't bring up Will Smith. One really has to ask themselves, who won this battle? Not between Jay-Z and Nas, but who's better? Will Smith or Bugs Bunny? It's really hard to determine who's better. They both are so similar. They both are good at basketball. They both defeated the aliens. They both get the girl at the end. And they both disappear on a golf course. They had to get paid a lot of money to do that writing stuff. You see the kind of money Nas was throwing around. Jay-Z, he's been rich as far as I can remember. Nobody's paying me to write on anybody's soundtrack. You could put me on the cover of Frozen and I would just be on there. I don't even gotta be on the CD. Like if that's what you want to pay me, both of them got paid. So maybe the rap game is like the crack game because they did get that money. So you really have to ask yourself, what is beef?